Good morning everyone, hope we're all okay. One of the things that we need to do, or you need to do when you're building these cars, is do a couple of things to the exhaust. Now you can probably realise that the Boxster 987, the rear bumper, doesn't overhang as much as the 911 does, right? But the beauty of using these Boxsters as donor cars is, with the real GT3 RS, it's a centre exhaust. So in theory, all you need to do is extend the standard tailpipe. Well, you need to take the tailpipe off the Boxster, and then you need to have one made that just comes further back towards the car, so it fills this nice little hole. Now the size of the pipes you need 4-inch pipes. Don't go 3.5 because it just look a bit small, it look a bit lost in there. But before I sort of show you that, I wanted to talk to you about the exhausts in general, because I've learned a few things over the years, right? Now, the thing with Boxsters is the aftermarket sort of silencers that you can get. If you go for sort of a cheap one off eBay, they can be very, very drony. And I did that on my grey one, and that was the mistake I made. It probably wouldn't be as bad on a standard Boxster, but with these cars, because the sort of sound insulation, oh, let me get up, because the sort of sound insulation, you've got the engine here, and then you've got the back here. Although there'd be a parcel shelf, and you know, you'll try and sort of shut off the cabin from the boot as much as you can, sound will get through, right? And we all know that they sound great. These big boy racer exhausts sound great when you start them up, but you know, if you want to use your car for normal driving, it's the magic 3000 RPM range where they really start to drone. So what I did is, on my grey one, I put a boy racer one on, and it sounded great, like when you start it up, and it meant business sort of thing. But then just driving on the motorway or just driving around generally, it really droned. And in the end, I put the standard one back on. Now, when I built the white car out the front, I vowed never to make the same mistake again. So I just kept the standard silencers. Now, depending on what your donor car is, you might have the PSC exhaust or anything like, or something like that. I didn't have that. I just had a standard silencer on a 2.7. Now, but it did start to get to me a bit because it was a little bit quiet. But then I stumbled upon this mod you can have, and some of you might have heard of him. It's called Gert Carnwell, the Carnwell mod. And what he does is, you take your silencers off, your standard silencers, and you ship them over to Gert, and then he sort of opens them up and removes some of the baffles. And what that does is it creates a bit more of a throaty noise, but not too crazy. You don't get any drone. And then when you sort of go fast in the car above like 4000 RPM, it really sort of sounds great, yeah? Now, I've had this done on this one here, so I've sent them away and I've put them back on. I sprayed them all black. I've done a lot of painting under there as well to make it all look nice. But I definitely recommend that mod. I mean, you could probably go for another aftermarket exhaust, but you're going to have to spend thousands, I think, to sort of not have that drone going on. So Gert, it costs, I don't know, 600 euros or something like that. You know, he's very good. He's done 2 for me now. So I've had this one done, I had the white one done out the front, and it makes a hell of a difference. What I'll do is, at the end of this video, I'll put on a little clip I did yesterday of the white one running, and you can hear the noise that it just sounds like when you tick over on idle. But yeah, so that's definitely worth it, I think. It's sort of a happy medium, really. You could get it, you know, if you want it louder still, then I think you're going to have to go down the sort of expensive exhaust system route, or fit resonators or whatever they're called. But anyway, so back to the exhaust. So yeah, I mean, the Boxster will have a tailpipe, the 987 that goes on here. If you had the S, it'll be a twin pipe. If you just had the the non-S, it'll just be an oval. Anyway, you've got to take that off, and we've got to put another one on. Now, very annoyingly, the diameter of this standard pipe from the Boxster is not one you sort of would expect. So any sort of off-the-shelf, off eBay twin tailpipe sort of thing is not going to fit. You need to be a bit creative. So before I'm going to have to go and get the pipes that I've had made. But yeah, before I forget, it might be worth, and what I've done here is I put these metal brackets that attach to the bumper, and I attach it there to the body of the car, just some bolts like that, painted and black. And what that does, that really firms up the bumper. And if your bumper isn't perfect, sort of here and here, you can sort of pull and push to get it looking nice. Right, let's go and get the tailpipe. So what I've got here is the tailpipe that I've had made, and I had this done on the white car as well. So basically you buy this, so I managed to find it, I think it was like tailpipes online, or .co.uk/ blah 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 blah. Anyway, you want a twin, and you want them to be a 4-inch pipe, right? Because it will fit nicely. The only ones I can find have this sort of slash look, which is quite good, and it sort of follows the line of the bumper. But it would have come with just a circle here, and it was probably about that deep. No, in fact, actually, it sort of ended here. It was designed to be welded on. So I went to my local welding shop, who are fantastic, and what they do, you know, I took the white car with me, and I said, you know, can I have, because they'd already done one for me, so I took the original white car one off, and I got them to make 2 more. So I got one for my mate John. But what they do, you can see they've got a circular bit of pipe, and then it's sort of squashed down into more of an oval shape, and they've welded it on, and they're fantastic. This was already done like that, and then they've welded that bit on. And it's, you know, the perfect length to slide on the back of the car, and work lovely. So of course the tailpipe I bought, it was chrome, yeah, and then what I've had done, I've had them powder coated. So it is just as simple now. I can just put that on the back of the car and use the original clamp that the Boxster tailpipe was on, and happy days. So there we go, I put it on. I mean, I haven't bothered with the clamp yet, I'm just doing it for, you know, just to have a look. But yeah, see, this rotates here, I've got the clamps there, and then also this can go left and right like that, ever so slightly. So I'm not going to waste time like doing it now, but you get the idea. That's what you got there, and it's a nice looking tailpipe, fills the hole nicely. Obviously I've got to focus on getting the gaps right, blah blah blah, but you know, plenty of time for that. You know, when you paint your car, this bit will all be black here, and then this will be coloured, and it sort of really tones in. So yeah, I hope this has helped, especially the whole droning thing, because yeah, I don't want anyone to make the same mistake that I did. Take care, bye bye.